here's a question for you, Vince. If let's say you were a Christian, okay, and I'm an atheist, okay, and you're dedicating a lot of time. Let's say you have kids, and you're spending time in church instead of spending time with them, and you're praying a lot, and you're making decisions based on the fact that you think God is real. And I'm an atheist. I don't believe in any of that, and we're friends. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna not bother telling you why I think all of that is nonsense, right? I'm just gonna keep it to myself. I'm not gonna ruin our friendship. I'm just not gonna tell you, okay? But 10 years, we go being like this for 10 years, okay? You keep trying to convert me to Christianity, but I don't even bother. I'm like, I don't want to have that conversation with you. Um, I don't believe in any of this because there's no evidence, but I don't even push you even a little bit ever, okay? Because I value our friendship and I want you to just, you're not harming me. So I'm just gonna let you believe what you want, and I'm not gonna even. I mean, you're even giving me the green light to have this discussion. Like I'm not. It's not like I'm pushing anything on you, right? You're even giving me the permission to talk to you about it. You want to have a conversation, but I'm like, it's okay. Who gives a crap? It's Christianity. It's not as harmful as Islam, right? So I won't tell you anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 10 years go on like this. I know one day you decide because you want to convert me to Christianity, you're gonna go read up on atheism so you could help me because we're getting old and we're getting close to death, and you're just worried about going to heaven, and you're not gonna have your buddy there with you in heaven, and you're worried about my soul, and you're just like now gonna go study and why people become atheists and stuff, and you start picking up all these books and you start reading on it, and you all of a sudden start doubting your religion because of all these books, and 2 years of researching, all of a sudden you're an atheist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you come to me and you're like, I don't believe in God or anything like that. I'm an atheist now, okay? I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting. Okay, that's amazing. But wouldn't you be angry with me that that in the past 10 years you spent so much time and resources and energy and time away from your family, and you made this life-changing decisions based on a belief that God is real, and when you believe Christianity is real, you as a friend cared enough to want to save me so I don't burn in hell, but I as a friend did not care for all the time and energy and wrong decisions that you made based on a belief in God. I, as a friend, did not care enough to even attempt to suggest to you to maybe reconsider even a tiny bit. Would you not be a bit angry that I let you go for 10 years believing in this nonsense?
If it was someone like you who is
Mm.
pretty fluent in morality and utilitarianism, yeah, I would. Because based on what you've told me, from what your moral framework is, then you want to increase the well-being of society, decrease the level of suffering. And I don't think having a conversation about religion with me would really be too disastrous for yourself. It's not like you're going vegan, right? You're not decreasing your own personal happiness for something like that. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty easy thing to do. Just have a conversation with me. So I would be angry with you, actually.
Yeah.
I'd probably get over it, obviously, because in order to increase my happiness, I want to keep your friendship. But if it was someone just off the block who doesn't really, he's an atheist, maybe just by happenstance. He maybe only read a few books, probably only watched a few videos. Not really, because in order for me to apply a normative claim on something like that, he would have to understand morality. And if it's just your normal Joe, they don't really think too deeply about these issues. They don't really, understand what utilitarianism is, what a Kantian view of morality is. they're pretty vanilla about this sort of stuff. But if it was someone like you, I think I would be.
I mean, why wouldn't you be more angry? Like imagine all the
Like, why wouldn't
hours.
I like be like, yell my head off for you for about a week or for how like
No,
I
like
would
why
be
would
angry
you?
initially. I would be angry
No,
initially.
but I'd be like, dude, I wasted years of my life on this.
Hmm.
I wasted years of my life on this. They're like, but it wasn't as bad as Islam. Like, yeah, but dude, it impacted my life personally. You know how many decisions I made based on this being real? Do you know? Do you know? My daughter was a lesbian, and I made her marry a man, and like, I could have. We went. You know how
Okay,
many
that
hours we
that's
spent in
all right.
church?
That's a variable that you just put in. That's like a huge like that makes it a much bigger
I mean,
deal.
this. I know, but the decisions based on, again, there are many consequences to making decisions based on a false sense of reality.
Hmm.
I mean,
Right,
you said I spent hours and hours in church. I spent hours praying at home. Who's going to give me those hours back?
but that person
Like,
didn't know the rules of the game. They didn't know the rules of morality, and we are reacting in a way that I think you should only throw at someone who did know the rules. Yeah, you should be angry, probably. It's annoying. It's good, but they didn't really know any better, and you didn't know better either. This person isn't someone who is fluent in morality. They just react based on their own personal intuitions, and what their personal intuitions tell them is that it's rude to try to, convert someone out of their religion. What he would probably view me trying to convert him as rude, but him being the better person in his mind, he wouldn't try to do the same thing. So I think it's a bit too much to go crazy about it. But I would go crazy about it if it was you who does know better. So let me finish off what I was saying with another aspect of this, right? Where yes, let's say the reason why I'm angry with you for not converting me is because you weren't able to maximize my happiness before that, right? And so now I'm reacting emotionally to the fact that you couldn't maximize my happiness. But in the same way, I want to keep that friendship because I love being friends with you. So if I want to maximize my happiness in the future, from now on into the future, whatever time I have left, because I'm old at this point, then I wouldn't want to be mad with you for that much longer. I would want to keep that friendship. And if I'm angry with you sufficiently enough, you're probably not want to get to be my friend. So playing the maximization of happiness game, it would be in my best interest to not be as mad at you as you would expect me to be.